Welcome back, everybody. Today I want to do a continuation of my How to Clear series. I want to talk about semi-automatic rifles, and I'm trying to do this in a particular order. I started with semi-automatic handguns because, let's be honest, it's one of the more likely firearms you're going to come across, at least in America. So I wanted to talk about that one first. The next most common is probably a semi-automatic rifle. It's either that or a pump-action 12-gauge, but that one will be next. I've got a few examples here that I want to go through and give you guys the same basic steps. Just a little spoiler alert, the steps are almost the same for every type of gun out there, with some minor variations depending on design. Alright, so I'm going to start off with my AR-15. Just a standard 16-inch barrel rifle, nothing fancy, nothing crazy about it. The steps that I take to clear out the rifle, whatever the reason may be, I'm going to hand it to a friend to let him look at it, or I'm at the range went cold, I need to make it clear and safe. I just want the gun to be unloaded because I'm going to clean it. Whatever your reason, you have a reason to unload the gun. Now, hopefully, if you didn't already, you will have the knowledge and understanding necessary to do so. The first thing I want to do is put the safety on. Now, on the AR, it's this little rotational guy that you hopefully see moving above the pistol grip right here. The safety won't go on. Now, that's typical for most of your ARs, especially mil-spec type triggers and stuff. They are designed so that if the hammer is in the fired position where it's resting against the bolt carrier group in the firing pin, the safety won't go on. So that tells me that my hammer is in the up position. But I still attempted it. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to take the magazine out, remove the feeding device, and then I'm going to check the chamber by locking it open. In the case of the AR, what you're going to do is, there's this little ping pong paddle over here. There's a little nub right there at the bottom of the ping pong paddle. You just push on that as you pull the charging handle back, and it will lock it open. From there, I can visibly and physically inspect the chamber, make sure there's nothing in there, and there's not. If I can get the light just right for you guys. Nothing in there. And now I can put the safety on. Look at that. It's magic. This gun is clear. Alright, so now that we have our cleared out AR, let's move on to a different gun. Different type of gun, so you guys can see that process with something else. We'll go to my Kel-Tec Sub 2000. This is the Glock 19 mag version. It's kind of a unicorn gun, and when I got the chance to buy it, I bought it because my wife's awesome. So, thanks, babe. Anyway, this one is going to be very similar to the AR. I'm going to put the safety on. Oh, wait. I can't put the safety all the way on. It won't let me. It has that same style of feature, or same kind of feature, that the AR does with its safety. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to remove the magazine, check the chamber, and with the Kel-Tec, you can lock the chamber open. There's actually a notch cut right here for the charging handle, so you can lock that charging handle up into that notch to keep the chamber open. Inspect it again and put the safety on. Another nice little feature of the Kel-Tec specifically is, especially because it's a direct blowback gun with a heavy bolt and a heavy spring in it. If you don't have a lot of strength for whatever reason, and it's kind of an awkward spot, that you can't get this all the way back and locked open, something else you can do with this gun that's kind of nice is pull down on the trigger guard, fold it in half, and from there you can look right at the chamber and see there's nothing in it. It's very obvious that there is no round in that chamber, and the gun is in a very safe configuration like this. So you could just do that. I still recommend locking the chamber open first, but it's not required. It's not necessary in order to check to make sure it's safe if you don't have the kind of strength to do that. Last example I'll show you, and all of these are magazine fed guns. I don't have any semi-automatics that are not magazine fed, so sorry. I know they're out there. I've shot some 22s in the past that have a tube in the bottom, kind of like Henry lever actions do. I know they exist. I just don't have any to show you guys. But when I go through my other kinds of guns, one of the things I'm going to talk about is tube-fed guns. So that could help you in that instance. If you have some other weird gun that just loads in some other weird way that I don't end up covering in any of these videos, chances are I'm not going to immediately know how to help you with that situation anyway. So just keep that in mind. Something I should also mention about this is this video is specifically for closed bolt semi-automatic guns. If you have an open bolt, whether it's a semi-automatic or a submachine gun, this is going to be different. Not a whole lot different, but believe it or not, whereas the safest place or the safest configuration for a standard rifle like an AR or something is with the bolt open. If you have an open bolt gun, whether again semi-automatic or full auto or burst fire, whatever, the safest place for that bolt to be is actually closed. So once you've checked the chamber, you know, remove the magazine, check the chamber, you're going to actually want to put that bolt forward by pulling the trigger, because then if somehow it gets loaded again and somebody doesn't know what they're doing and they end up pulling the trigger, that bolt is just that it would just go forward and fire around. This way, with the bolt all the way forward, the trigger doesn't do anything on an open bolt gun. A little bit of an aside, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Anyway, back to the cool looking stuff, other than this face. We've got the Ruger PC9 here. It's very similar to the other guns. Remove magazine because I can't put the safety on. Don't think, yep, can't put the safety on. Had to double check. Pull the bolt back, lock it open, check the chamber, there's nothing in there. Now I can put the safety on, and if I want to, I can take the gun apart. This isn't meant to be a review of any of these guns, by the way, so that's why I'm not going into a lot of detail about the specs and features and stuff. But I wanted to show you guys and give you an idea of how to clear out some of these guns. I already gave one notable exception, being a tube-fed semi-automatic. Another one would be the M1 Garand, or pretty much anything fed with an in-block clip is going to be a little different. The SKS, or anything with a trapdoor style of magazine, would be a little different as well. But these are going to be some of the most common ones that you find. A magazine-fed semi-automatic handgun. And if you just remember those 4 steps, try to put the safety on first. If the safety doesn't go on, that's probably a good thing, because it probably means that the hammer is against the bolt, which means that there's not a live round in the chamber. Probably. I say probably because there's no guarantee. Especially if it's not your gun, you're not familiar with the gun. It could just, the safety could just be broken. Like, you don't know. So don't take that as gospel. Still maintain good muzzle discipline, good trigger finger discipline, all that stuff. But it's, you know, try it anyway. It's one extra little step in case somehow something gets in the trigger guard as you're messing with the gun, to hopefully prevent a negligent discharge. After you put the safety on, or attempt to put the safety on, take the magazine out first. I went over this in my how to clear a semi-automatic handgun video. It's the same principle in long guns. I'm just going to use a pistol because it's easier to demonstrate with. But if I've got my M9 here, I'm going to put the safety on just to make this easy. Loaded magazine, there is a round in this chamber, all right? So what I'm going to do is, if I do the steps in the wrong order, if I clear the chamber first, lock it open, yeah, there's no round in that chamber, and then I drop the slide thinking, I'm good now. Take the magazine out. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, I've got a loaded magazine. I've got a round in my hand. This thing is empty. It's not. There's another round in that chamber because I did the steps in the wrong order. I cleared the chamber before I took the magazine out. That is very, very, very important for you guys to remember. Safety, if possible, then the magazine, then the chamber, so that you've removed the feeding device before you start cycling this thing. And then, after that, put the safety on again. If it didn't want to go on the first time, because that's the way the gun's designed, or a 1911 where you have to take the safety off in order to cycle the slide. All those things apply. So yeah, that's pretty much it in summary, guys. I hope this video gave you some information you didn't have before, or if you did, maybe it gave you a different way to articulate it if you're trying to teach newer shooters and bring more people into the community. My goal with making these videos is to give you guys the tools that you need to be as safe as possible. And it's not just geared towards shooters. You can be anti-gun. You can be wholeheartedly, personally anti-gun, where you're not trying to take them away from me. And I don't have a problem with that if that is the decision you've made. But you still might want to know how to clear out guns and how to be safe with them, because you may find yourself in a situation one day where you come across a gun and you need to empty it for whatever reason. I recommend training with this. Even if you're not a gun person, you don't own a gun, you don't ever want to own a gun. If you want to know how to do this, go take a class. Go have somebody very knowledgeable, a friend or an instructor or somebody, take you out and show you how to do all this and let you actually practice it. You can do it with dummy rounds. You don't even have to use real ammo. Just so you understand the mechanics and the operation and you can be safe in doing it. There are a lot of other guns that I didn't cover in this video, AKs and just a bunch of other semi-automatic guns. I'm not going to list them all. They're all going to be fairly similar to this, like I said, with a few exceptions. Safeties in different spots, charging handles in different spots, things like that. So if you have a specific one you want to learn about, let me know. If I have one of those or I can get one of those, I'll do a video on that particular kind of gun just for you guys. Alright, so thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. If you did like the video, please hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. I am trying to grow the channel. The other thing is, if you think this video would be beneficial to somebody in your life, if you have a significant other or a kid or friend, whatever, that is getting into guns, or that you're trying to get them into guns and you want them to learn safe things, but maybe you're not the best at articulating all this stuff. You can do it all day long and you're really good at manipulating guns and stuff, but you, for whatever reason, just can't express it in a very good teaching way. Share the video with them. Maybe it'll help them out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Y'all take it easy. Roll Tide, and I'll see you later.